What if I told you that death isn't the end, but an opportunity? That in the moments after death, you have a chance to wake up to your true nature, if you're ready. The Bardo Thodol, more commonly known as the Tibetan Book of the Dead, is often misunderstood. People think it's a guide for dying, something monks read aloud to help a soul pass on. And whilst this is true, it's also a guide for the living, for you and me right now. It describes what happens after death, but in doing so, it reveals how life works. It shows how your mind creates your world, how your thoughts become your reality, and how in every moment you have a choice. So in this video, I'll explore the three main stages the soul passes through. The Chikhai Bardo, the moment of death, the Chönyid Bardo, the Bardo of visions, and the Sidpa Bardo, the Bardo of rebirth. And by the time we're done, you'll understand why this book isn't just preparing you for what happens when we die, it's preparing you to live fully right now. So the Chikhai Bardo starts at the moment of death. The book tells us that when the body dies, consciousness separates instantly. And in that separation, you experience what's called the clear light of ultimate reality. Pure awareness, pure being. It's not something foreign, it's you, without your body, without your mind, and without your story. For a moment, everything is stripped away. No fear, no identity, just an infinite, boundless presence. The book states that this is a moment of liberation. If you can recognize it, you're free. You dissolve into your true nature, and there's no need to return. But here's where it gets difficult. Most of us miss it. Even after death, we're still clinging to the familiar, clinging to our lives, to our attachments, to the self we think we are. And instead of resting in the clear light, we look away from it, and the opportunity passes. The deeper teaching here is that this moment is always available, even right now. In life, we get glimpses of this clear light. When you meditate, the chatter quiets. When you experience awe in a sunrise, the ocean, holding a newborn. In these moments, you're not thinking about who you are or what you want. You just are. The practice then is to recognize these moments and make friends with stillness. To sit quietly and let go of endless thoughts, by not fighting them, but by seeing through them. You are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions. You are awareness itself. This stage teaches us how to prepare for death before we die. We die to the ego. We die to the constant need for control. And in doing so, you don't lose anything. You gain everything. Peace, freedom, and presence. So when that final moment comes, it's not unfamiliar. You've been here before. You know the clear light, and instead of fear, you feel at home. So the Chönyid Bardo comes next. If you miss the clear light, you enter this stage. And this is where things get a little strange. This stage describes visions, bright lights, peaceful deities, and wrathful gods. Some are beautiful, some are terrifying, but they're all projections of your own mind. Imagine dreaming, but the dream feels utterly real. You don't realize you're dreaming. You act as if it's reality. The peaceful deities represent your higher nature. The wrathful ones represent your fears, attachments, and suppressed emotions. If you can recognize them as projections, then you're free. You pass beyond them. But if you don't, you remain trapped. You react to fear, you chase the pleasure, and you stay caught in the cycle. The same thing happens in life. Our minds create stories. When something happens or someone says something, we fill it with meaning. We project fear, anger, or desire. We believe it's real, and we act accordingly. This stage teaches us to see through these illusions, and to realize that the mind is always painting reality. What you see out there is coming from in here. This is why mindfulness is so important. If you can step back and observe the mind, you choose how to respond. You don't have to be trapped by every passing thought or emotion. In this Bardo, the lights and visions are metaphors for your inner experiences. Bright lights can overwhelm you if you're not prepared, but if you are, they can guide you home. And it's not just after death. You experience this stage every time you get swept away in emotion or story. The skill is to notice, to remember, this is my mind. And in that remembering, you regain freedom. The visions lose power over you, and you wake up, whether it's in this life or beyond. After the visions fade, you enter the Sidpa Bardo. This is where the pull towards rebirth begins. If you've missed the opportunity for liberation in the previous Bardos, your karma and attachments now draw you back into another life. In this stage, you experience powerful emotions, desires, fears, and longing. You see potential parents, and you're magnetically attracted to a new womb, often without full awareness of what's happening. And so the cycle continues, rebirth, life, and death, over and over again. But here's what this teaching really shows us. The cycle of rebirth is not just about the afterlife, it's happening all the time. We're constantly being reborn into new moments, new identities, and new experiences, and often it's unconscious. We're dragged by our habits, desires, and fears into situations, as though they've just happened to us, but they haven't. They came from the patterns we repeated, the choices that we've made, whether we're aware of them or not. This Bardo tells us that we can choose where we go next, not just after we die, but now. If you act out of clarity instead of craving, you shape your next experience. If you act out of wisdom instead of fear, then you direct your life. This is why many Buddhist practices focus on compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom, because these are the tools that break the cycle. They free you from compulsive rebirth, whether in a literal or metaphorical sense. The Sidpa Bardo is an invitation to live consciously, to choose your next rebirth, to create your life deliberately instead of being swept away by old patterns. Every day is a Bardo, every decision is a rebirth. And when you understand this, you start living with more purpose. You start shaping your path instead of being pushed by unconscious forces. Whether you believe in literal reincarnation or not, the message is still the same. You have a choice, and that choice creates your future. So for me, the Bardo Thodol is not just a book about death, it's a manual for living. And when you understand the Bardos, you realize something powerful. You're already in one. Right now, life is a Bardo, a transition, an in-between state. You're moving through it moment by moment, and every moment you have a choice. You don't have to wait until death to wake up. You can do it right now. And when you do, life becomes something completely different. Not something to fear, but something to fully embrace. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, leave me a comment. I always love engaging with you guys. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and join our community of like-minded people. As always, thank you so much for your engagement and support. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.